Any last word?
Go have sex this weekend.
Go and have fun.
We'll work out and then go have sex. So, and then spend time with your kids after. Yeah, that's important too.
My last word would be.
On a podcast,
any pitfall is too much of that.
The writing to me is a compulsion.
I was one of those hard workers that
I think quite honestly the fitness industry and the sport performance industry has probably done a better job in looking at nutrition as it impacts it than
Okay, we are live.
Hello.
This is Friday again.
It's Friday again. And it's snowing a little bit.
It's snowing, and like next week, hopefully we have spring.
Yeah.
It's usually like this. The winter is dying. It's like its last breath.
Yeah. This is kind of like, it reminds me of when I was in Toronto, and it would be like -10 and then 12 degrees the following week. So hopefully spring is on its way. Yeah.
All right.
How are you?
Yeah, good. I haven't slept much. I came from a
Tell us why.
live stream of the open announcement yesterday night.
Mm-hmm.
I had some trouble. For some reason, the Americans have a different summer time. So
and the Canadians. Yeah.
So the West Coast, at least, they moved their time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, and that should be like 2 a.m. here. But because of the new summertime, that was 1 a.m. So I was bit late on the ball, so that was but I just barely made it. I woke up and just like, oh shit, we're live, so we had to go. And checking my recovery for today, it is a beautiful 9%, if the viewers can see that. So this is the lowest I've ever had in recovery.
I think last week you said the same thing. And it was what, like 12 or 15?
Yeah, 18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely not the best circumstances to do the open myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, otherwise good. It's been a full hectic week.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Next week in the open, they will have it at noon Pacific time, so we will be able to see that 8 p.m.
That's cool.
2000 in Central European time. So that's the first time open announcement is like perfect for European time. So
great.
And entire world can see that now live. So
yeah,
it's better for everyone almost. The poor Australians only.
I think they'll be okay. So before we dive into the fun topics we have today, what is the workout for this week?
The open, well, it's a redo of 17.1. So it starts with 10 dumbbell snatches and 15 burpee box jump overs.
Okay. How do we feel about that?
And then 20,
right.
15, all the way up to 50. It's the last round. I've done this workout before, so I know it's pretty horrible if you want to manage to finish. Seeing the pros doing that in 10 minutes is like, wow. I know I finished this workout last time too, but most people will not finish the workout, even though it's 20 minutes. So it's 20 minutes of agony for most people.
What is like a good strategy for it?
The good strategy, well, I'm going to do a small video about that with my plan.
Okay.
Well, the strategy is you need to kind of know your own pace, meaning how many dumbbell snatches can you do per minute? What is like a good pace for you? And then burpee box jump over, same thing. You need to know kind of what your pace is in those, so you don't go too fast and don't do too big sets if not necessary. And then we come to more tactical things where you set up, like you should mark out where you put your hands for the burpees, so you don't have to think about that. Also have a mark where you put the dumbbell. That will also help. So you always have like 1 point to do it. And then if you want to be really strategic, you put up a game plan of like the first round needs to be done within these minutes, and just put the pace into like a table almost, and then you're hopefully able to keep that pace. I did that now in the first open, and then my redo, I mean it paid off, definitely. I got further, so it was it helps to do that, to strategize. It's very easy to go too hard, and people think they see the pros and they think like, okay, this is a 10-minute workout. No, it's a 20-minute workout,
Right.
and think about like a 20-minute workout that is super grinding, but you need to think about it as a 20-minute workout that is grinding, but you need to be faster than 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. That's some.
So if you finish this in 20 minutes, that's awesome. But think of it like that's already really awesome. So if you want to, get 2 minutes before time cap, well, that's gonna require some guts. Just think of it like burpees. It's 75 burpees. So how long does that take to do just without the box? Well, for most people, that's 7 minutes already. Even for some, it's already 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But now you have the box jump over too, so that slows it down.
Yeah.
So what's your idea?
Well, I was literally just saying yesterday, because I did a workout that had burpee box jumps, not box jump overs, but I found that for me with the burpee box jump, there's like, I was doing step down. So there's like a single moment of recovery, and I don't mind a burpee box jump. Jumping over it, I guess, you'll kind of have to position yourself to kind of do more of like a lateral box jump over, which is, can be a little bit more technical, especially when you get tired. So I think it's finding that pace that you can stay consistent. Yeah.
And the burpee box jump over can get very slow. So that's the thing. You need to be aware of your pace when you do those, because they can get very slow.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
But we'll see what scores comes out. I mean, I'm just trying to get better than last time. I haven't checked my last score yet. I'll try to fetch it out while we're talking here. So, what are our topics for today?
Okay, well, we have kind of a couplet, if you will. We are doing a couple of top 10 reasons today. One of them is top 10 reasons you need to make time to train when you have a family. So that's nice and fun and wholesome.
Mm.
And the second one is top 10 reasons and how CrossFit can help you with your sex life. So not so wholesome.
Yeah. So these are a bit connected, maybe.
They are connected. They are connected. Absolutely. Because, they both, somewhat require a home life
Yeah.
in a way,
Mm.
or a bed life, at least,
So, shall we start with the PG-13 version first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's your list?
Well, so I thought, let's read through our list.
Mhm.
And then maybe we can dissect a few of them. So it was tricky doing this, first off, because maybe I wasn't so creative in the moment yesterday when I was thinking about this list. But the things that I came up with are: you have overall more energy. And we'll talk about that in a moment, because I think that's an important one. It is number 2, time for yourself to take the edge off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one. That one, it comes from a very personal place for me. Number 3, stronger, so you can run up the stairs with your kids, or run with them, climb with them in the park or in the playground.
Mm.
Number 4, it sets a good example for your kids.
Mm.
For them to see that, you are physically active, that you're not, sitting on the couch all day. Number 5, I guess this is kind of like number 2, but it's time for you. Number 6 is it builds confidence in yourself. Number 7, feeling that something is your own, and that, your kids are your own, your dog's your own, but this is something that, you really have, full control over. Number 8, you will sleep better. Number 9, you can do more with your family outdoors. And number 10, you will have a newfound confidence when you are physically stronger, which will transcend into mentally stronger. So maybe you'll be able to tackle difficult situations more mindfully.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Those are all very holistic parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think a bit more specific on that list. So for example, you will be able to do thrusters with your kids.
Okay.
You will be able to carry grocery bags,
Mm-hmm.
water bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I think one main thing that I think of is you're not going to be as much of a burden for your family if you're healthy and fit.
That's a good one.
And I think this is something that some people get the wrong way. It's like you get a family, somebody can take care of you, and the thing is, you don't want to be taken care of.
Right.
Of course, there are going to be situations, but we should do our best to not be a burden for anyone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and take as much responsibility to not be a burden. I'm not saying I'm can handle this flawlessly. I don't think anyone can, to be honest. We all have our problems, and we try to not be a burden. But at least as healthy as possible, you're going to be less of a burden, less hospital, less sick,
Mm-hmm.
less problems. Maybe another point, your vacations will be better because you will have so much more energy.
Mm-hmm.
You will look good on the beach.
Yep.
So you're going to do more with your family.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to enjoy your food more when you're on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably going to continue to train when you're on vacation.
Yep.
So that's a specific benefit, I would say, of CrossFit. Because if you're doing some Zumba and you go for a vacation, you're not going to do Zumba.
Unless you go to a resort in
The Zumba resort
in Cancun.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
if you're doing Peloton, you're not going to go there and then you're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there are Peloton hotels out there, but yeah, most people will not. And so you're going to be lost. And I'm thinking of myself going with my family to this remote island. There's no gym there, nothing, but I can still work out. Yeah. I can do a bunch of gymnastics and workouts. I think that is kind of the mindset you get. So you get more out of your vacation. Have you, for example, if you go for a vacation and you train in the morning, you feel like you have so much time for the rest of the day. Yeah. If you go up, you go for, you eat your breakfast or you go for buffet, and suddenly it's like noon. Right. And suddenly you're just laying. You're back at the buffet. Yeah, you're laying at the pool, and then you're just at the buffet, and then it's night. So vacation becomes very short. In one sense. And I mean, I know there are people that are super good at planning their vacations with activities. And yeah, sure. Like I wouldn't like say, no, I need to have my 3 hours training. So I'll skip those activities. No, actually I train now so I can do all those activities when I'm on vacation. But still, I think any CrossFitter will still, in those activities, they will be doing a workout. If it's a day trip to the jungle or whatever, I bet you every CrossFitter is going to start doing some squats and push-ups and pull-ups from them. If it's in the jungle, they're going to do like rope climbs or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe that was like the top 10 for vacation vacation reasons, but it comes into all areas, I would say, from a family perspective. But it's like, just like you said in your list, you get more out of your family, and you're less of a stingy person to be around. You're less unsatisfied, and so on. And I mean, those are, I would say, maybe not super specific to CrossFit. That's why I said like the wall balls and the squats and everything, because they're actually like in the normal fitness world, you don't have much of that. Right. So if you go to body pump or whatever, you're not going to be prepared for doing thrusters with your kids. Right. Not everyone is doing thrusters all the time with their kids. But what I mean is that you're not doing like full squats. And so that means when you're playing with your kids, you can do a full squat and sit and squat with your kids. Yeah. And I think that's, adds to the bucket of creating a connection and trust with your kid if you can play on the same level.
I think we've talked about this, in conversation before. I'm always, I see it more with dads running around with the kids, but the moms, I don't see another mom on the jungle gym. Do they call that in Germany, the jungle gym? Like the big structure where you climb up and whatever. I love going up that thing with my kid and going down the slide with her and, showing her how to, climb up the ladder. We have a fantastic playground, that's the word, by our place. And I never see the moms, playing with the kids. They're always chatting they're there, they're making sure their kids don't run off, but they're chatting with other moms or other parents, but you don't often see them, running around with the kids, getting dirty with the kids. Because, some of them, can't physically fit up there on the jungle gym, or they don't have the stamina, the strength to get up. I want my kid to know that I can play alongside of her.
Yeah, I mean, this comes down to culture too. So culture of fashion. So fashion culture. So why do many people don't play with their kids on the playground? Is because their clothes don't allow them. Like the jeans are too tight. The jacket is too tight. Like for women, I don't know, maybe you're afraid that your breast will pop out, or there are all kinds of, if I squat here, somebody's going to see my ass. There are so many factors where the fashion is just the limiting factor. So this is one of the reasons why I kind of disused almost all my jeans. And almost only wear pants where I can squat. I have some stretchier jeans that I can squat in, but basically I don't want to be limited by my clothes or shoes for that matter. Like having these like super nice shoes and you can't, you like they're so slippery, you can't do anything on the playground, for example. Those kind of things just bugs the hell out of me. Nowadays, like I used to have these, all kinds of shoes, and nowadays I just can't wear them. I'm just thinking this is just poor life quality. So they might look good and I can dress them for maybe a wedding, but I'm definitely so uncomfortable wearing that stuff now. So I'm and I don't really look for or back to wearing that kind of stuff, but wear stuff that allows you to be active on the playground, and not only the playground, but also at the office. Man, it's like we spend so much time at work, and I think more people would do some movement at work if their fucking clothes would make it
allow them to.
And that doesn't mean you have to wear gym pants and nanos or metcons all day. It's just I think there are some like good options out there for clothing that looks very fashionable, but I would always put that as a priority on like, can I squat and move in this? and then like it also looks like an office clothes.
I think that's a very good, something for people to think about. Maybe it sounds trivial, but it's actually, it comes down to your values. And if you value, midday, you've been sitting at your desk all day, you need to get up and do, a Tabata of just, squats, but if you're wearing a pencil skirt, you're not going to be able to push your knees out. So
it's going to be pretty awful pistols.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't talked about this in the podcast really, but I've written about this years ago, and it's about like high heels and stuff like that, because they also destroy so much of the posture for women. Because you elevate the heels and blah blah blah, and that has like a chain reaction on your entire body, and it messes up your neck and everything at the end. So shoes are also a huge component to this. But we're really off the tangent here.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
What else did you have on your list?
Oh, right. I didn't have any more on that list, so I focused more on the latter list that I have here. I don't know if you want to move on to that list.
To the spicier list.
The spicier list, yeah.
Yeah. It's more fun.
Okay.
Maybe more viewership.
After the break, my score for 17.1 was 1903.
1903.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a few years ago. You're a couple years older now.
I'm older and heavier.
Heavier.
So let's see how it goes. I think the dumbbell is much lighter.
I was going to ask, what was the weight? Was it the same weight?
It's exactly
It's the same weight. Okay. Okay. So the dumbbell is lighter for you. So you're stronger.
Yeah, I am stronger.
Okay.
I'll have to see how it's with the endurance, but
Okay.
let's see if that like evens it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So welcome back from the break. We are now moving into the top 10 benefits of doing CrossFit for your sex life.
That's right.
Mhm.
You heard it correctly.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. You go first.
I'm gonna start with number 10. I have it numbered the wrong way, but like the first one, the easiest one, is also maybe not super specific to CrossFit, but you get better endurance. So you get better endurance in bed, and that allows you to be a bit more productive. And don't give up too early. Number 9, we talked about this, but it's has to do with flexibility. So suddenly you get more flexible, so you can do a bit more. You have more variation, maybe, and you can start to discover all these ancient Indian Kama Sutra books. And
I was going to say, that's when you pull out the Kama Sutra.
Yeah. Okay, number 8, you get a bit better coordination. So there's a huge thing with knowing where your body parts are. So I let your imagination play with that. But yeah, you don't want to have your foot in the wrong position when you're doing the transition. I don't know.
I just thought of something, but okay, continue.
Okay. So number 7, you get stronger legs, and there are many benefits of that. Like the good thing with the CrossFit legs is that, again, a bit coupled with the endurance of the legs and the flexibility. So again, maybe it gives you more possibilities, more variation options, and you're not as, if you're a partner or whatever, you're not as bound to having a bed or so on. So you can stand up and do stuff with stronger legs.
Okay.
Maybe the thrusters came in there too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is more specific maybe for women, but I think it pays off for men too. I guess this is number 6. And yeah, you get better, pelvic floor muscles and so on. And the benefit for women is, of course, they can, enjoy sex better, and they can also stimulate the man more. And for a man, I would maybe say maybe you shoot better. So if you're looking for family planning and stuff like that, maybe there's some benefit to that. I haven't seen any studies on it specifically, but that's something I'm thinking of. That.
Well, you have 3 kids, so
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And so number 5, you get happier with yourself, and you feel that you get better, so you get more confident. And confidence is a super important thing when it comes to many parts in life, but also with sex, of course, is like how you feel about yourself and your mental being. And I don't know, stage fright, whatever, all things that might happen for people. And I think if you're a single and you're amazing at thrusters and hip thrusts and
Explosivity.
bent over rows and push-ups and whatever, you might just not. You might just have a bit extra confidence when the curtains fall off or fall down. All right. So number 6, kind of connected, but you look better. So from CrossFit, you will start to look better, more, lean. You will lose some weight, and if you combine that with some, diet, and you follow kind of the CrossFit regime of diet, well, you will start to look a bit more ripped. And, there are many benefits of that. Like you as a partner, again, you're not going to be as much of a burden. So lighter troops, and also, just higher attractiveness. So you're more attractive to each other or to another. Okay, number 7 or 8 maybe. No, number 3. Sorry. Well, you get a better sex drive. That means, like for men, it's very, very easy to measure this. Like if you have morning wood or not, that's kind of the measurement for a man to know if you're ready.
Okay.
Like, and there are, like I've heard actually from scientists that this is the same for women, but maybe, I mean, it's not as obvious for women. But having that readiness is essential to understand that you're hormonally doing well. The training raises your testosterone and stuff like that. So all the things that are kind of good for your sex drive as a man and for women. But if you don't have it, then it's definitely like a very strong warning signal that you're not, your training is not good, and your diet is probably not good, and your sleep is not good. So some of those factors, and but it's like a very clear warning sign. But the the leaner you get, the stronger you get, better sex drive at the end. And you can only, get leaner and better if you also combine that with a healthy diet and good amount of sleep. And so that's good, like a litmus test for yourself. And then number 2, you kind of reveal this, but you get better hip explosion, so better hip drive. And you can imagine the benefits of that. But I think like most people have problems from hip extension and hip movements because of the prolonged sitting that we're doing. So having stronger hips will help out with that. Looking at this from a let's say reproduction thing also, like women that have stronger pelvic floor muscles, like core and everything, they will recover much faster from pregnancy. They will be better mothers, moms. Like, and when I see it may mean that, I mean just if you're not a burden for your kid, you're going to be a better mom. So,
right. Yeah.
You can do thrusters with it. And number 1 is you get a better recovery, so you can do it again. So that's why I put it in the first, because then it becomes this positive spiral, positive loop. So I think those were the things that maybe there are some more like you can add to that list, but let's hear.
Okay, well, there was quite a few of them that you said that, that are similar to mine. Flexibility, agility, coordination, energy, of course, stronger. You can lift the person, or and of course, confidence. You can, maybe you'll feel more confident to like have sex with the lights on. If you're a kind of, let's turn the lights off so we don't see what each other look like, sex with the lights on.
So no more hiding.
No more hiding, For the ladies, the stronger your pelvic floor is, this is where, Kegel exercises come in very handy, is you will have stronger orgasms and better orgasms and possibly more orgasms. And I think everybody wants that. So, we in CrossFit, we do a lot of things, with jump rope, and it's always, difficult, especially for women that have had babies. Our pelvic floor kind of is not as bundled and as perhaps tight as it was, but the more you work it through purposeful exercise and keeping it tight and bundled, when you go to have sex, your orgasms are going to be so much better. So you're welcome for that one. I think you kind of covered everything. You'll have more energy, so you'll be able to have more time, in many sexual positions, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, whatever.
Handstands. Handstand walks. Wall walks.
And I think, just like talking about, just like being more confident in this kind of, spilled over into when we were talking about, family, but it's, it's not just the physical, that changes. It's also the mental. You are able to focus more when you do purposeful exercise. Your mental capacity, is just overall stronger. And you need that during sex, good sex, at least. You want to be focused, because it does make everything better. So,
I think like something that to be super honest, is why do people care to look fitter?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the main drivers is to be more attractive.
Right. To get laid.
Yes. And to get all that. And is CrossFit the only way to get there? Is like to that attractiveness and so on? Maybe not, but it is like probably the easiest, that gives you the most capacity.
Bang for your buck.
Yeah. So the capacity, just as like looking better and everything, but then all the other stuff that comes to it, like you can go to the normal gym and do, bicep curls and stuff like that. The problem with those, like you get aesthetically, maybe you look a bit better,
mm-hmm.
but you get you don't get all the full like functional movements into,
mm-hmm.
and that is the thing when it comes to then your self-awareness and feeling. Because I don't know, it's a common known factor that so many people that are very heavily into how the body appearance is, like
mm-hmm.
bodybuilding, they usually are so disturbed when it comes to their own body picture. They accuse themselves to be fat and so on. They grow their muscles even more and more and more. And I think it has to do with this link between, you're just doing aesthetics, you're not doing function.
Right.
And that does, and also it's boring movements, many things that
mm-hmm.
they're doing. So it's not, for the brain, it's not super exciting to do a lot of these
mm-hmm.
movements. So it's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
And you spend most of your time doing boring stuff, like boring training. Well, like, are you going to be happier at the end? No. Like, CrossFit is hard. Like, if you train really hard, it's hard, but it's not really boring. Like, it's not boring to do. Even that stupid thing like a burpee box jump is not super boring, because it's a bit of like coordination and like, okay, how do I jump down? How do I come up? Oh, it's hard, but it's not boring.
Right.
But
it keeps the mind stimulated.
But something that is super boring, at least for me, is when if I'm doing curls. Like, I can't stand doing that. That's so boring.
Yeah.
They're like, at some point it starts to burn, and then you have to kind of work through the burn. And there's some, I don't know if there's any correlation there, but it's just boring training, and makes you more bored with yourself. And
makes you more bored with yourself. Makes you more bored with it. It doesn't fulfill you, I guess.
And you get even more narcissistic.
Yeah.
Where I feel, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of CrossFitters that are non-narcissistic or some very narcissistic.
Yeah.
But my feeling is that most people that start training, they get very fit, they get fitter and everything, and they completely almost forget about the aesthetics that much, because they just feel so much better. And that feeling gives you so much more self-confidence.
I think it's also when you challenge yourself, when you go into a workout that looks, really scary or very, torturous. It's a challenge. It's a physical challenge, but it's also a mental challenge of, okay, how am I going to get through this? What do I have to keep telling myself to just keep pushing forward without just quitting? Right. And when you're able to conquer challenges day after day, when you go into your CrossFit class, that builds you up. It's like having, it's like midday lunch break. You get to go into a small competition in between, your office job.
I mean, one very key point that I'm thinking of is that for most people, it's very hard to meet new people, even like while you go to the bar and you meet people there. Those relationships are usually not the best ones, because you're especially if you meet and you're drunk and whatever, you're just not having your best judgment. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's not only CrossFit that allows this, but definitely there's extra added, let's say, security into that community. And every box is different, but I don't know how many relationships are grown out of boxes. Yeah. Box babies is a
box babies.
A known thing. Like, people meet at the box and they get married, they got kids and live happily ever after, because there's like no hiding here. So you really get to know the real one behind the curtain. And it makes very, very good sense for many to, date like that. In one sense. It's not dating, but you just you start to notice, like, okay, we have at least something in common. And this and this, and so I think that's a huge filter for many to find someone. Not even, it doesn't have to be maybe as a like a sexual partner or a relationship in that sense, but it might be just a relationship, like friends relationship, which is also very hard when you start to get, I noticed it, like getting kids, you start to get some friends through your kids and so on. So that's like the second turn. But then when the kids get older, when they're like, 15 to 20, then you're not so much in contact with other people anymore. And it's very easy to get isolated in that age, I think. So
But I was just, I was thinking about, like, yes, the relationships that are formed inside the box, you make great friends, new girlfriends or a boyfriend or whatever. But even, when I've trained here with my husband, it's such a nice experience to push each other to, it can be, it's a hard workout, but you support each other. It can be flirtatious. What I'm trying to say is that, it's, you come here to do a workout, but, you challenge each other, you push each other, you're there to support. And, it's a wonderful experience. It's much different than, the other, places where we go to, socialize together, like the bar, like, parties and stuff. It's, it's a place to better yourself. And in turn, you're there with somebody who's also of the same interest or of the same mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a good place for, I mean, we call it partner therapy in one sense. And to be honest, I can see the opposite too happen. So you can be in a relationship with someone, and then you start spending more time together, and then the relationship goes sideways because suddenly you have to spend time together, and then you notice, like, I don't really like you.
Yeah.
So that can also happen.
What a great place to have a date. I mean, it could also be very intimidating and go like in a very bad direction, but like it would be a good place to have a date. Like if I was single and I was like, oh, like let's do a CrossFit class together. Oh
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
or it could be a terribly bad idea.
Yeah.
And
I think it kind of happens naturally.
Yeah.
Not, people don't call it dates, but you want to train together. Yeah. But the thing is, you already have to be into CrossFit before. It's like you don't just go from.
So you have to do 12 weeks of intro sessions.
Exactly. No, it's very hard to. Hey, just let's do a drop in here. It's like, I have no idea. Never done CrossFit. Like, no, it's not going to happen.
But I think that it would be much less embarrassing than like a Zumba class, because like, let's say you go to a Zumba class on a date. You have to see it, like I'm just going to say, like, the guy's like can't, count to 8, but like in a CrossFit class, like you would just have to scale down or use like a very light weight or whatever, it would be much less like physically embarrassing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought of one thing that it comes with attractiveness is it's not only about how ripped you are really. What determines that more is actually your posture. And your posture is it's not like, let's say, your posture is at that sense that like exactly where your shoulders are at, but it's rather how you behave,
how you carry yourself,
and how you behave. So if I'm always like hunched over like this is just me telling myself I'm insecure. And so on. If I'm open up, and I can do this even if I'm overweight, like I can open up and I can be open, and that like just gives a lot of let's say it tells the world that you're open and you are self-confident. And that is attractive by itself.
Absolutely.
So this is how like, I don't know, sometimes I look at people and I'm like, how did that dude get that girl, or vice versa? And it usually has to do something with that part of the attractiveness is like
Right.
competence and whatever it might be.
Yeah, they walk with their head held up high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like naturally, it's like then the chest is open and the shoulders are back, and they look taller, even if they're not as tall as they kind of present themselves to be.
Yeah, and this is connected to serotonin levels in your body. So it comes down to Jordan Peterson things here now, but this like even the most it's a bit of a gag now, but like even lobsters get a bigger posture when they have more, when they're higher up in the dominance hierarchy, as they calls it. But the more self-confident you are, the more dopamine you get, and this makes you carry yourself bigger, and it has this positive loop to it. And so that's how lobsters get mate, and also almost any animal. It's the dopamine, serotonin levels that rise, and this is, over 300 million years old system. So it's very it has to do very much about the awareness of yourself, and the awareness of yourself again comes down to how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
What story you're telling yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Kind of different.
But kind of different. I think we kind of went through so many things here, to be honest. And let's see what list we come up with here for the next times.
I like a top 10 list.
Any last word?
Go have sex this weekend.
Go and have fun.
We'll work out and then go have sex. So, and then spend time with your kids after. Yeah, 'cause that's important too.
My last word would be one sign that you're training too much is that you don't have any drive.
Oh yeah.
So, and that can happen too.
Way to leave it on a damper.
So be aware.
All right. Have a good one.
It comes with a warning. Okay.
All right.
Have fun. Talk to you soon.
Being on a podcast
Any pitfall is too much of that.
But writing to me is it's a compulsion.
I was one of those hard workers that
Quite honestly, the fitness industry and the sports performance industry has probably done a better job in looking at nutrition as it impacts it than